Yes, thanks for staying with us on the Sports Show. We're trying to get some sanity back in the show. Kim Costa's in the room, mate, and it is outrageous at the moment. That's all I want to say about that. We'll chat with him a little bit later on. But time to talk about the Southern Footy League, because they have had a ripping year. Well done to get up and going. The Prez, Craig Warman, joins us. Craig, thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks very much for having us.
Hey, mate, it has been a really difficult year for COVID, and we've seen a lot of sports not able to get up and get going. For the Southern Footy League, full credit to you guys. You're able to get up and get going. There was no playbook for it. Knowing what you know now, would have you done anything different?
Yeah, that's a hard one, Phil. With the protocols and procedures that we've now got in place, and the way our clubs have embraced the way they had to come back, you know, they started the season, then it was an automatic stop. You couldn't play until the end of May. Then you could only go back in small training groups, etc., etc. It was really challenging. But to our club's credit, they followed the protocols that were put out by SA Health, and they've now put us in a really, really good space. And as far as I'm concerned, with the work that we've had to do with the COVID safe plans and the management documents, that have all been passed now by SA Health, and we've got through the whole season, we're going to have a full season next year. And unless they turn around and say there is no sport in South Australia, Southern Footy League are planning for a whole season next season.
Just to put it in perspective here, mate, and to give the viewers some idea how tough it was for management, admin of the Southern Footy League, Craig is only 24 years of age. I
wish.
But mate, you know, full credit to you, because the amount of work that you would not have envisaged at the start of the year that you had to put into this league, not only you, obviously you've got a great team behind you,
yep.
But the amount of work you had to do to get this thing going, and other leagues, other teams, other sports have done the same, would be massive, mate, massive. And full congratulations to you and your team.
Yeah, and just on that, I knew nothing about Zoom. But now, every meeting I go to is a Zoom meeting. So, you know, that's the challenges that we've had to face going through. Virtual medal nights for the juniors and the seniors, and we live stream them out to the clubs, etc. So, yeah, it's been a really big learning curve going forward. Some good things that have come out of that. That we'll certainly look to use again next year. Yeah. One of the things was the ticketing, although we need to put some more tickets in the box, obviously. But in saying that, who would have thought you would sell, in a 12-hour period, 1,000 tickets to go and watch an under-13 grand final and an under-15 grand final on a Friday night?
No one would have. Hey, mate, let's talk about the juniors, because there's been a massive explosion out in the southern area. There just has been. The facilities, mate, they've improved, but the rate of kids coming in seems to be faster than the rate of improvement. Ovals and lights, how's that looking?
Well, again, we had, with the COVID situation, normal grand finals. We had a 5-day game on Saturday. Because of that, we had to take the 2 13 and 15 grand final and send it to Port Noarlunga, who do have some really good lights, and they're able to play under lights. We're fast running out of green space down our way, and we need council to probably come on board and again assist clubs with getting better lights, the ones that don't have good lights at the moment, to be able to again give everyone who wants to play the game an opportunity. You know, you've got Morpeth Vale, Noarlunga, really good ovals, but the lighting is poor and you can't play night footy there. So, you know, that's something we need to tap into to get better lights, so we can give these people the opportunity. Because, as you say, the explosion from our little taggers, under 8s all the way through, and especially the girls and the women's side of it, we're running out of time slots and green space.
You know, you say that these games were sold out in 12 hours. You can put that down to a number of things. Obviously, the support is there, but people want to see live sport. People were craving for live sport. There's nothing going on. So for the league to be able to put it on, you need to capitalise on that, don't you? Having those people come to the game. You want them to come next year. Regardless, you want them to come every game.
Yeah, and one of the good things about it was that we tried this new ticketing arrangement with Eventbrite, and that was certainly now, we'll look to have all of our final series as ticketed events.
Yeah.
But we could, as on the back of that, we could also look at not just for individual games, but we could then look at a finals pass for X amount of dollars, whatever the case may be, and that could cover you for all of the finals games. So
And
we
the two
don't
hosts
have
of the sports show, yeah.
have that problem. So out of that, you know, we'll certainly take that on board again next year because it's a lot easier. You don't have to handle cash at the gate, as much cash, I should say. But in saying that, you've still got to give those people the opportunity to hold a few tickets back for the ones who don't have the internet access,
Sure.
etc., to be able to pay at the door, so to speak, and get in and watch.
It's a great learner, mate, isn't it? It's a great learner.
It has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey mate, Flagstaff, senior men and women's grand final wins for them, and they're a big, powerful club. Who do you see challenging them in the next couple of years?
Oh, look, I think Noarlunga will be around the mark again next year. Word around the Trapsies, they've already out recruiting already. Christie's Beach, they're only a kick or so away from getting into a grand final. So, yeah, look, and again, Ranella. Watch Ranella in the next couple of years come up well, they've had a very young side.
Yep.
And first year coaching Craig Austin. Ton of experience coaching wise. He's had these kids since under 8s and he's followed them all the way through. They know his game style, they know what they expect, how Craig expects, etc. Give these kids their 20, 30 games of A-grade footy and you'll see a marked improvement from the old black and whites, the old white flies.
Yeah, and they had a really good junior program this year, and they had a lot of success with their juniors. So they won
the 13s and 15 grand finals. So.
Got a nice feeder system coming through. Now, Cove, of course, have been struggling.
Yep.
And, of course, my mate, Baz, was a coach down there at Cove in the good years. Do you think they need to bring him back?
Well, I think he needs to go and do something, Phil.
Sure.
He needs to go and do something, sure.
Well, he reckons he's with Flaggies now. That's why I'm asking the question.
Well,
I'm trying to get an answer out of him.
Helping hand.
Helping hand. No, I would take the job and I would take Ando back as a
there's your
senior assistant.
First mistake already.
Senior assistant.
That might be why they don't want you. They think you'll bring Ando.
Well,
Hey, mate, what was the most pleasing aspect, other than getting everybody on the ground and everything? I mean, it was an unbelievable year to be able to accomplish that, and we've congratulated you many times on that. But what do you reckon was the most important thing that happened this year?
The final siren at 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. No, look, I think just the way that the clubs fully embraced what they had to do. We asked a lot of them, and it could have just turned pear-shaped on us because, as I said before, only 14 leagues across the whole state actually played. And for them to actually embrace what we needed to do to get us to that situation, all credit to them, and of course the fantastic people I got behind me at on the SFL board have been fantastic. They've worked tirelessly to ensure that everybody gets a game. And the biggest kick we got, Phil, was no matter where we went, parents, young kids come up and said, "Mate, thank you for giving us that opportunity." We were going stir crazy at the start, but once we got a kick-off date and we got the season running, and we now have a completed season, that was the biggest thrill for us.
Yeah, well done,
Hey, mate, well done to you and everyone at the Southern Footy League. Well done to all the clubs out there, the way you're able to follow the protocols and get the system up and going. Fantastic. Craig, always appreciate you coming in, mate. It's been a terrific year for the Southern Footy League. Stay with us. Kimmy Costa coming up next.